You know, I've come to the conclusion that there are certain friends in your life that they're just always your friends and you have to accept it. You see them, you don't really want to see them. You don't call them, they call you. You don't call back, they call again.
Seinfeld is by far one of the greatest sitcoms that's ever been created. Never has a show just brought so much of nothing and everything sort of all at the same time. Now there are, of course, so many episodes that you can do breakdowns for and analyze, but I'm going to focus on one episode in particular, actually the second episode that was ever released. This is called The Male Unbonding. In this one, Jerry has a friend from his childhood who he is trying to alienate himself with, disconnect from, but he finds it's a lot more difficult than he thinks. We're going to take a look at how he tries to approach the concept of, quote, breaking up with his friend. We're going to analyze the scene and see some of the techniques that are being used. So sit back and enjoy.
So my shrink wants me to bring my mother in for a session. I mean, this guy is a brilliant man. Lenny Bruce used to go to him, and I think Geraldo.
Just from this shot, a lot is being shown in the body language of the two characters right now. Because look at Jerry. He's got his arms folded, obviously a very closed body language. Wearing all black, that was probably intentional, and he does not want to be there. Like, you can just tell right now. Not just from the context, but also just from the look on his face. In contrast, we can look at Joel. He's got open body language, and he's, like, very, very enthused. Like, it kind of reminds us that, yeah, sure, Jerry, we're on his side. He doesn't like this guy, but Joel still sees Jerry as, like, his friend. So it's very important when you look at the dynamic and how it's going to play out later in the scene, okay?
I read the Lenny Bruce biography. I thought it was really...
Hey, we're starving here.
Interesting.
Gee, we've been waiting here for 10 minutes already.
He would...
Okay, wow, did you guys hear that? So first Jerry listens to Joel and wants to make like a follow-up, and Joel does pretty much what I call a very intentional type B interruption, where Jerry starts a sentence and then halfway through Joel, cuts him right off with his loud mouth. We've been here for 10 minutes already. Obviously, not a good sign for a friend. I wouldn't want to be at the table with that guy.
So I'm thinking about going to Iran this summer.
I have to eat. I mean, I'm hypoglycemic.
Anyway, the Hezbollah has invited me to perform. It's their annual terrorist luncheon.
Yeah.
Okay, that was hilarious. Especially, I love, number one, Jerry's expressions on his face were so great. But what they're doing is they're referencing an earlier scene before where Jerry's telling George about how his friend has, quote, the attention span of a fly, and how he'll make up random stuff to see if he's paying attention. It's funny because I should say it's a show about nothing, but I'm sure at some point in our lives we've probably dealt with a guy that's like this. And it's almost a very realistic scenario, and it really does a great job of putting us in Jerry's position.
I'm going to do it in Farsi.
You think I need a haircut?
Once again, no follow-up. Clearly, Jerry and Joel are talking about two different things.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'll have the egg salad on whole wheat.
Hey, let me ask you a question. This turkey sandwich here, is that real turkey or is it a turkey roll? I don't want that processed turkey. I hate it.
I think it's real turkey.
Is there a real bird in the back?
No, there's no bird, but...
Well, how do you know for sure? Look, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you go in the back and find out, okay? Unbelievable.
Man, did you all hear that? It's like, geez, that sounds like something that Donald Trump would say. I mean, just so it's unfiltered. And then the expression on Jerry's face, like the wince in pain. Like, it's a scenario where someone that you're with does something that rude or offensive. It becomes awkward for you. Again, Jerry, his whole expression just sums up that feeling of just embarrassment and distaste.
How can you talk to someone like that?
Look, what do you say? Well, you like turkey roll?
Don't you just love how oblivious Joel is? I mean, that's just obviously the straw that breaks the camel's back for this next part right here.
Listen, Joel, I don't think we should see each other anymore. This friendship, it's not working.
Not working? What are you talking about?
We're just not suited to be friends.
Well, how can you say that?
Look, you're a nice guy. It's just that we don't have anything in common.
Wait, what did I do? Tell me what, I want to know what I did.
You didn't do anything. It's not you, it's me.
Now that whole back and forth was great for just a bunch of reasons. Jerry is following George's advice as to what he said before, where he says you should approach the scenario as if you were a woman, saying lines like, "It's not you, it's me," which I'm sure we've all heard before, and it's just a polite way of telling somebody, well, it is you. And I mean, Joel's reaction, also almost very feminine, as if Jerry was breaking up with a girl.
You're one of the few people I can talk to.
Now, come on, now, that's not true.
No, I always tell everybody about you and tell everybody to go see your show.
Again, reaction shots in the scene, fucking priceless.
I cannot believe that this is happening. I can't believe it.
Okay, forget it. It's okay. I didn't mean it.
Now, poor Jerry, again, being the nice guy that he is now stuck dealing with this obnoxious cretin and is trying to calm down, diffuse the whole thing. Again, it's just very funny. I mean, really.
Sorry, I didn't mean it. I took it out on you. We're still friends. We're still friends. Still friends. Okay, look, I tell you what. I got Nick tickets this Wednesday. Great seats behind the bench. You want to come with me? Come on.
You really want me to go?
Yes.
Again, Jerry's body language, Jerry's reaction says it all. When he asks, do you really want me to go? And then he hesitates for a couple of seconds, weary look, bites his lip. Yes, like with a question mark instead of a period. I don't think that Jerry really is telling the truth. Again, his friend is just very, very oblivious to, what's really going on here. And obviously it's a show, so it's really funny to see what a buffoon this guy is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, great. That'd be great. So, next Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
So where is that waitress? Hey!
Wow, another great scene. I mean, look at Jerry. He's right back where he started, but, minus a basketball ticket. I mean, this scene is so great. Why I chose to break this scene down is because of two great reasons. One is that it's a very unusual but realistic scenario of what could really actually happen if you're, with someone that you just find is toxic and you're trying to really alienate yourself from. And it also shows just how really important it can be, not just to act verbally, but to act with body language. And really, the expressions and the body language and the nonverbal cues on Jerry's face throughout that whole scene were really brilliant. Honestly, he does a very great job with that. Thank you guys for watching this scene breakdown, and I'm definitely going to try to do some more, so stay tuned.